We are out front, or perhaps out back, of the historic CASO Station. We're going to go meet Will, who runs this in the Railway City Museum just across the way. We're going to get behind the scenes peek of this incredible historic building that is pumping with vibrant tenants to this day. Let's go check it out. We are in beautiful downtown St. Thomas in front of the historic CASO Station, new home of the St. Thomas and District Chamber of Commerce. We're not going to necessarily show you our offices today, but we're here with Will Zufelt, who runs and manages this facility, and you're going to show us some behind the scenes places. We're going to go inside and check that out, but I just want you to tell us a little bit about the building for those that it might be new to. 150 years, this has been standing for a long time.
Yes, we're hosting a big event here in November. Celebrate 150 years of this building being here, and it's going to be a great time. And it's launch the next 150 years of the CASO Station here in St. Thomas.
Alrighty, so right now, and I know this because again, new tenants to the building, but we've got the MP, our member of Parliament, in this building. Yep. Upstairs. We've got our MPP in this building as well. But what was it originally built for?
This was the original of the train station. Interesting fact: this is actually the back of the train station. The front of the train station is where the trains come, in the front. So this is actually the back of the train station.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so it's kind of really neat that everybody used to consider that the front.
Yeah.
And this is the back.
Lovely. And like a whole bunch of, up until 1979, you could get on a train at this station and get to Manhattan. I think that only ran for 3 years, so it wasn't going since
right.
1873.
Yeah.
But there were some really cool people that have made their way through this building.
Yeah, so it was interesting. I was just watching a video on Steve Peters doing a speech on here, and he was just talking about, the First World War, where 100 troops came onto the rail, launched there, and only 35 of them came back. So you want to talk about the walls here that can speak. A lot of important people came through here. Yeah,
like in the historic piece. Yeah. We're going to go check inside, but I am going to get Will to tell us more about how this building came to be reinvigorated, revitalized, and kind of the story about what's going to happen next. But let's go check inside.
Sure.
We're known, Will, like we call ourselves, and we like to think we're known as the Railway City. And this is one of the most important pieces of historicity we have from that time period. Tell us about this building and what kind of happened and how that rolled out.
So years ago, the building was sat dormant. If you kind of went to, every window was broken out, it was decrepit, pigeons living in the roof leaking. Yeah. It was absolutely there. It really started with a bunch of volunteers from the city, or the community got together and went, hey, we need to save this building because we are the railway capital of Canada. And they started putting a little bit of love, a little bit of effort, and we got to this beautiful building.
And so what was this, right now this is the center of town. This is the center of kind of a lot of our arts and culture and our business community and our nonprofits, obviously. But back in the day, what was this room specifically?
This is the dining room and the main waiting room for people before they went onto the train. This was the hub. This is what drove all of Canada for the railway industry. So this was this is the place. This would have been as busy as Union Station at one time with the amount of people that used to travel through here.
Awesome. Was the space, is the space. Can we go check down in the basement? I've heard there's some cool things down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Let's go
ahead
and check all kinds of spots. Probably have never been here?
No, I haven't been here at all. So we are fully behind the scenes. Not even sure where we are in the building. Happy to let my chamber members know we have a nicer space in the CASO Station than this.
This is our new offices.
Oh my gosh.
So we are going to...
Will, where are you walking us here?
We're going to the cellar.
Oh my gosh. And before they started getting it renovated, was it just truly sitting empty and just you were saying pigeons and all sorts of things? So
Paul, so if we come out here, we will actually see, so this is the way it was. And then you can see the chutes that used to be down there. And we'll talk about the chutes on the other side. But when we go over to the other side, we'll see where the original floor was and where, when they did this big renovation, they actually dug this floor down so we could actually get into a crawl space.
And what would this have been used for if they had the floor already?
This is just the foundation. This is just, we're just in the basement. You can see where the original brickwork was.
Yeah, and those are just giant, they're not even bricks, they're big stones.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go next door. We're coming way down to the back.
What was this full of? Like when they started clearing?
So you'll see where they actually started digging down. So the floor was here, and they dug this all the way down so they could get. And if we listen very quietly, whose voice is that?
Maria from Las Chicas, Del Cafe.
We might be able to get the recipe.
I know exactly.
Might be able to get the recipe. But this is where we are. We're underneath Maria's right now, and you are now down in the basement, and you can see down the far ends.
And oh my God, what's back there? Just more basement?
Go find out, Paul.
I don't know if I want to.
I don't know if he's coming back.
But when they, and you might not even know this, maybe get somebody that's been around kind of back since the 80s, but would this have been full of like, would they have been storing
Dirt.
stuff in here?
No,
or it was just dirt?
Just dirt. You can see where they dug
So
down.
a small sub-basement.
Yeah. Right here is where the floor used to be, and they dug down so that we could actually crawl in here, so that we put in all the modern pipes and plumbing in there.
Yeah.
To be able to service the chamber.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And I guess
Nobody else has been here. You got new
back,
cobwebs.
I do. I don't have any hair, so I'll take the cobwebs.
There you go.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, so we could really creep out Maria if we
Yeah,
were
no.
on the roof.
That's a special episode. This is the Halloween edition.
We should
We're
do the
not
Halloween
doing. We're not
edition. Okay,
doing
let's
that.
go.
Although this would be a great haunted house.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, I'm going to say let's get the heck out of the basement,
Okay.
and we'll go check the stairway the other direction up. We've defeated the spiders in the basement. Super cool, by the way. And we're, to use like modern language, we're kind of back a house from the historic place in terms of, you were saying this is a commissary, and then the people that worked here, they lived here upstairs?
They lived here, and they took these stairs up and down the stairs. This is the service area. If you take a look at it, how much it's worn out all the way along.
Yeah, like a lot of history going up these stairs, absolutely. So, well, can we check these guys out?
Absolutely. We're gonna head right up to the top.
Awesome.
So this is now the Alma Suite right now. As we come through the Alma Suite, you see that purposely they didn't refinish the floors, and you'll see where the bedrooms are. You just walk through a wall, Paul.
All right.
You'll see where the floors are right here. So this is one bedroom we're walking in.
It's a magical haunted episode.
Yeah, from downstairs, yeah. So you'll see the bedrooms, the quarters right here. So you see, Ethan, you'll see, the original walls in here and the plasters, and...
And what's original? Sorry, let's help.
So this is the original part right here, right? So this is the original brickwork, and they do the plaster work over top. So when the volunteers came back in the 80s and 90s, you'll see work like this that they did, is they put a door, you can see the original frame on there, and they put this door frame over top.
Okay.
Well, this is part of my favorite room because there's so much character, Paul, that's still in the building. You'll see the original floors, the bedrooms are still here, the doors.
Yeah, I love that. I just noticed that right now, and I've been in this room several times. But
yeah, Larry Doan, that was his master plan of creating this bar, and he was able to use, he's just a master of this stuff. He was able to use the doors here. If you look at some of the old flooring on the top here, but he used every little piece of it. Railway spikes in the back there. That was part of an old door and an archway. So there's just so much character. And, I often say, if these walls could talk, what would they say, right? I mean, there's hundreds of stories of.
Well, I think that's one of my favorite parts about like the character and the awesomeness of this building is that it really was people in the community that cared and wanted to do that preservation of their rail heritage. And they came together, they raised the money, they bought the building, and they spent, now we're going on 3 decades of revitalizing this space. And I mean, again, there's a vibrant community here. There's something happening every day of the week, seemingly. And that's amazing, because again, this building was part of my childhood, but it was an empty, derelict building in downtown St. Thomas, and now it's the core and the heart of our community.
Yeah, so just this weekend alone, between this property and the sister property, the Elgin County Railway, there are 6 events and 5 weddings happening over 3 days between these 2 buildings. So these 2 buildings are alive. This is the center of St. Thomas. This is where we come to celebrate weddings, celebrations of life, absolutely everything in between. And this is where we come to celebrate. And this was at one time the center of St. Thomas, and now once again
it is again.
It is again. So this staircase got put in to give us access to the roof in 1989.
All right, and
Let's go up to the roof. Let's go up top.
So we are in the attic of the CASO Station, just coming from the basement. Not nearly as hot as I thought it was going to be. Oh, and let there be light.
Let there be light. So now you're in the attic of the building. So this was all part of the big renovations that they did, where they put in all this beautiful ductwork.
So this is like basically anything silver that I see right now was part of the reimagination, reinvigoration of this space that started in what we think is around late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, so pretty much whatever you see, pretty much, right? So before that, this was all heated by coal.
Okay.
And you notice windows on both sides. So when they wanted air conditioning, they just open up the windows.
Okay.
And the air conditioning would go right through the two sides.
Well, it
So
sounds
this is up
lovely, but
top.
maybe not on the hottest of summer days.
If there's no breeze, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But you're seeing upstairs here. So we have a beautiful chiller on the outside of the building that would chill these water-chilled pipes.
Okay.
And it'd send cool air far down to the far end of the building.
Wow, like what an absolute undertaking. You know, when you're sitting there, like as a community member, I want to preserve this. And then obviously the scale of it is impressive.
It's a scale to operate it too.
Yeah, no
Right?
doubt, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
again,
big building. And it is by far the nicest building in St. Thomas.
Yeah, it's super, super duper cool, man. So, you know, we talk about this being a vibrant, dynamic space. One of the coolest business in here is Las Chicas del Cafe. We actually featured in our first season of Meet the Makers, Streamliners and Maria Fialos, who owns both of these companies. But it smells fantastic in here. Let's go check out what some of our community's most dynamic entrepreneurs are doing. And you can hear, hopefully you can hear, they're working here, the roastery's going, but like again, I love cool spaces. This is A+.
This is as cool as it comes. This is my favorite, well, Alma Sweet was my favorite.
Okay.
This is also my
Second
favorite.
favorite.
This is
1A,
my second.
1B though.
That's right. Yeah, this is true character, raw, untouched, industrial, new tech, everything.
Yeah.
Everything that there is. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Again, it smells so incredible in here, roasting some coffee. I'm really thrilled that the Chamber of Commerce is downtown St. Thomas again in the CASO Station.
Perfect.
And obviously love the support of the businesses here and that what you're doing to make this an event space for everyone. So
Yeah.
congratulations to your volunteers and everyone that makes this possible, and obviously you and your hardworking team.
Well, we have a great team of Elizabeth, Ashley, and Rose that are really the people that make this go.
Well, appreciate it, and our entire community benefits. Thanks so much, Will.
Perfect.